YouTubers? Aldo O'Shea back with a brand new video for you here. First off, hope you guys are doing well. Great to see everyone. Well guys, we are now on to chapter 4 of my World Heavyweight Wrestling Replica collection. If you guys have clicked on this because you've seen the previous videos, thank you so very much for coming back. If you guys could also do me a small favor before we get any further, if you guys could do a couple of clicks for me of liking, sharing, comment down below, and subscribing to get me out there, just so YouTube know that you like this stuff. And yeah, the replicas that we're going to be talking about today, we're going to be talking about two versions that was under the Undisputed banner. Now, we're going to dive into the past a little bit, but then we are actually going to go very recent right now in the WWE. And the first replica that I'm going to be talking about was brought around in April 1st of 2002. Now, not that long after WrestleMania 18, when Triple H won the Undisputed Championship from Chris Jericho, that championship represented by the Big Eagle and the Big Gold. And I believe the design of this championship that I'm going to show you right now had been on the cards for quite a while. I mean, Chris Jericho became the first Undisputed Champion at the time, at the end of 2001. He held the belt for a few months, or the championship, not the belt, the championship for a few months. And then come Triple H's turn, they decided to upgrade, and he was given an F version, but the version I'm going to show you right now is the 2020 version 2 upgrade. So you know what I'm talking about. It is the Undisputed WWE Championship replica. It is an absolute beast of a replica. It is an absolute beast of a design. Those that don't know, this is actually the second last traditional looking version of the WWE Championship. Those that know that the Big Gold was the last traditional looking one, where this, as far as the WWE Championship itself as an entity title, this is the last traditional design. And as I say, this was given to Triple H in April of 2002, in between WrestleMania 18 and Backlash of 2002. And it's an absolutely beautiful looking championship. Those that don't know, unfortunately, this did not have a great lifespan as well, similar to the Big Eagle. This was only brought around in 2002, and then when John Cena won the WWE Championship from JBL at WrestleMania 21 in 2005, later on in April of 2005, they debuted the spinner belt, which would go on to become recognized as the staple version of the WWE Championship for a long time. Not a long time, but long enough, shall we say. And it's a shame. It's a real shame that this wasn't recognized more. I am one of those old school traditional belt guys where I believe when John Cena lost that spinner belt, this should have came back into play for whoever was winning the championship at the time. But that's another review for another time. We'll get back to this at the moment. Yeah, this has had some, in the short lifespan, it has had some great champions. Some great champions. Those that don't know, it was actually Hulk Hogan's last WWE Championship reign, when he came back in 2002 to the WWE and he beat Triple H at Backlash, and then a month later, The Undertaker beat Hulk Hogan at Judgment Day 2002, where with the F version of this, The Undertaker technically, even though the name change had happened between Backlash and Judgment Day, The Undertaker technically, as far as the F design is concerned, he is one of the last people to hold a WWF version of the championship, and he is the first man to hold an E version of this championship. So there you go. There's some fun facts for you. That The Undertaker has had an incredible reign in some retrospect. Even though he only had the belt for about, I think it was about 3 months, 2.5 months. Yeah, 2.5 months, 3 months in total. But The Undertaker goes down in history as being the last guy to hold a WWF version of this championship. And it's also had people winning it from the likes of The Rock, Brock Lesnar, The Big Show, Paul White, Kurt Angle. It was involved in one of the greatest WWF WWE Championship matches in history at the Royal Rumble 2003, where Chris Benoit challenged Kurt Angle for the championship. It has also been won by Eddie Guerrero as well. Had an incredible reign with John Bradshaw Layfield, aka JBL, where he went on for 9 months as champion, as a great heel champion. And then the last person to hold this was John Cena, when, as we all know, from 2005 at WrestleMania 21, John Cena won this championship, and we all know he's on his farewell tour just now, how that career went after he won the championship. But yeah, I can't say anything more than it's a beautiful looking championship. It has had, like I say, it's had a few different designs, or a couple of different designs, but a lot of people turn around and say that this is one of the best versions of the championship. Yeah, I can't praise it any more than what it is. Do I wish I had an F version? Yes and no. Yes and no. But at the same time, I can totally appreciate and I love how lovely this looks. However, I would definitely like to put a little bit blue in the globe. I just feel blue in the globe would set off a lot more, and I have seen signature series, aka the Kurt Angle version, where they put red in there and in the globe, and in all honesty, the red looks cool. Would I get that upgraded to put blue in here? I think I would, but I would have to justify the price to myself first. But anyway, we'll get into more as we go into the review of this. Now, the next the next version of the WWF Championship that we're going to be looking at is actually the current version of the Undisputed Championship, where it was awarded to this man, our tribal chief, the OTC, in June of 2023, not that long after the events of what happened at WrestleMania 39. I had to think about that there. I do apologise. Normally I'm better than that. After 39, and when they were establishing that 2 championships were going to be represented on both Raw and SmackDown again, they decided that they were just going to upgrade the current version of the Undisputed Universal Championship. Instead of having Roman Reigns with 2 belts, they're just going to have 1 belt again. And that upgrade ended up being this gold version of the Undisputed WWE Championship. And what an upgrade from what we had. Now, it was, don't get me wrong, the black backing belt that represented the WWF WWE Championship looked outstanding for what it was, and the blue belt looked really cool as well. But molding it into this, it just took it to another level. Yes, I am not a huge fan of the branding, because as we know from 2013 when they upgraded to the big logo belt, and then in 2014 when they just went to the network logo, yes, I am not a huge fan of it, but as soon as they upgraded to this, it looked amazing. And it's funny because it's only had 3 people win this version of the championship. The first person being obviously Roman Reigns was awarded it, then the Nightmare Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 40, and then this year that I was present at WrestleMania 41 when John Cena won this on night 2 of the main event in WrestleMania 41, and he went on to have his 17th reign as the WWE champion. And of course, Cody Rhodes has regained this most recently at SummerSlam. So it's funny how within the lifespan, not funny, it's pretty unusual for it to have that less number of people. So only 3 people have had this design. Sorry, I was rambling there. I do apologize, but yeah, it is a great upgrade. The strap is a lot better on this version than the previous couple versions. So yeah, even the snaps on it, the snaps look cool. The side plates look cool. Yes, I flipped them around. The gold plating on the back looks absolutely amazing. It's actually a shame that they never did this with the previous versions, made this more solid, because I feel it would have looked a lot better. But yeah, a lot of people have turned around and said that this is probably their favourite version of the WWE Championship, and I'm going to say that is probably people that have only been a fan for like the last 15, 20 odd years, but it is cool. It is very, very cool. But anyway, we will get into this review and talk more about it then. And yeah, let's do what we always do here, and let's talk replicas. Okay guys, so here's the in-depth review on, wait for it, long name here, the Undisputed version 2 2020 version of the WWF WWE Championship. And like I said at the start of the video, this thing's beauty is insane. It's from the main plate to the side plates to the strap itself. This is as upgraded as you're going to get from the previous versions of this. And like I say, there is a couple of versions of this flying out there in Replica Beltland. The WWF WWE have the original version, the F version, I believe. Either they have it, or Triple H has it, or The Undertaker has it. One of the two of those guys have it, where it is an F here, obviously, but and then it will have World Wrestling Federation there, and then there is also a V1 version of this where it is a lot smaller. The main plate is a lot smaller, and there's gold nugget texture in the shield, or in the shields, I should say. There is a couple of other versions flowing out there in Replica Beltland, but this is the one that we're looking at right now, and we have the WWE scratch logo in the middle there, done in a nice gold and red swoosh with a 3D bubble back black background, which looks really nice in this half coin shape, I want to call it, because I don't really know the name of this shape, but I'm going to call it half a coin because I don't know. And then you have a traditional eagle, and wow, what an upgrade this is. I really wish I still had my version 1 that I sold several years ago. One of the biggest regrets that I ever did was selling it, but I knew I would get the belt back, this design back down the road, and come 2020 I just decided to do it. But yeah, this is absolutely a beautiful, beautiful eagle. One of the best design eagles that they've ever done. I'm sure Mr. Hazard F5 would agree with me there. And then you have the World Wrestling Entertainment banner trademarked, done in this old school scroll, done in nice gold. And then you have a black globe in the background below that. And as I said, if this was blue, I really think this would pop out a lot more. If anybody knows anybody that could make this blue, I think that would be the only thing I would ever do to this belt, is put blue in the globe. If anybody knows how to do that properly, please comment below and let me know, and we could probably talk turkey. And then either side of the globe, you have these 4 stars. These have a nice 3D effect in them now. They pop out really nicely. They're on either side. They look really good. Below the globe, there is that traditional Greek and Roman reef effect. And then below that, you have the champion banner done in this traditional black and gold with 2 zirconias either side of it. And if it's got that same bubbling that the logo has at the top, which the 3D bubbling makes it really stand out, looks really nice. And then below that, you have the nameplate. I have got old school, I say old school, I'm making myself sound old again. I do have nameplates for this, but unfortunately because of this upgrade, it was the early V1, V2 version I have, so unfortunately these don't fit anymore, the ones I have. I could take this off and get customized if I wanted to, and put my own name on it, but at the same time I like it being plain as well. Now, the background design of this belt is really something else. As everybody knows, is the floral nugget texturing. What this kind of was, as far as I understand it, the idea behind this was taking the floral pattern from the big gold at the time, and they meshed it into this, and it looks very nice. The design of the floral pattern is so nice. There's a couple of versions where it's 2 colors as well. This is a bit lighter, and then the wings are a bit darker. And there's a couple of zirconias on either side of them as well. So you have 2 here, sorry, 1 here, 1 here. And then down at the bottom, you have 1 here, 1 here. And the zirconias look really nice in their upgrade. And then on top of that, you have a black background for the rest of the design of the plates. Now the plate, or the plates overall actually. So you have the main plate with this scroll design at the top, and the black background goes all the way down the main plate, all the way around to the other side. And as you can see, the plates look very stacked, and yes, there's a curve in this as well. The curve is really lovely. And then onto side plates 1 and 2, you have the McMahon Lion with the McMahon coat of arms. This looks so much nicer than the Big Eagle version. You have the black 3D texturing holding the McMahon coat of arms shield. And then you have that floral nugget texturing in the background of the lion with the reef effect. The rope border effect, actually, not the reef effect, the rope border effect on either side of the side plate. And again, that scroll and black background design on this. And then on this side plate, you have a WWE Scratch logo shield with the 3D black background, 2 Zirconias, the logo's done in gold and black. And then you have the floral nugget texturing behind the shield, and then the scroll pattern with the black background again. It looks really nice just being a single side plate as well. And then on the other side you have the mirror effect again, where is the McMahon Lion holding the McMahon coat of arms shield, black 3D background, the floral nugget texturing with the rope border and the scroll border and black background at the end of that. They look so lovely. And again, with this side plate, black background 3D effect for the WWE Scratch logo in gold and red with the floral nugget texturing, the rope border, and then the scroll black background effect. And then you have the property plate as well. Now, if anybody has an original version of this, this actually says a full entertainment on it, whereas on this version they've put it down to just property of World Wrestling Eat Inc. With a 3D black background again, a gold and red Scratch logo on a shield, the floral nugget texturing and the rope border going around it, and the scroll and black background again. Unfortunately on this though, this is as far as we got because there is no gold tip on this. You have the traditional floral pattern at the end of the strap though. Then you have the arrow scratch effect in the snaps. And then you have the floral pattern here. And then all the way through the plate, through the strap, sorry. This is an upgrade from what it previously was. Instead of the shell-shaped border, you have the Scratch logo going all the way through the strap. And that goes all the way through the bottom here, long, back up again, and all the way through the plate again. And on here you have the snap arrow, the arrow effect again in the snap, and the floral pattern at the end, and the floral pattern here as well. I love this. I love this arrow effect on this. Looks very cool. And flip it over, you can see the 2020 version, the authentic WWE Network flashy to say it's authentic, and no screws covered up on this, which is good. I want to say if they re-released it now, they would probably release it with the screws covered up. There is a bit of wear and tear on the strap, but as I've said in a previous video, the straps from 2020 are a bit of a hit or miss. If anybody has seen one of my tag belts, you'll know what I'm talking about. And it's unfortunate it's like that, and it's bent like that just because the way that I've had it on display. I could change it around and put it up on my wall so this doesn't happen, but in all honesty, this looks a lot better. Looks a lot better behind a glass case. I turn it around, you guys guys can see it better. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Okay guys, so here's the in-depth review on the current version of the WWE Undisputed Championship. And this, as I said, this is the current version that's out there in TV land at the moment. And yeah, as far as replicas go, this is a very nice replica. And this is probably the best version as far as all the network logo belts are concerned. This is, in my opinion, this is like the best version that they have. So you have black zirconias with a silver background in the logo, and I really like the upgrade from the traditional zirconias to these black ones. I just think it sets off a lot better. And then you have a sort of blood red swoosh, which looks really nice as well. Then you have Undisputed Champion banner at the bottom there, which looks really, really nice. This is, of course, lifted a little bit. The strap's a bit bent just because of the way it's been sitting in my display case. Then you have the red rubies and zirconias border starting at the bottom here. And the zirconias go all the way at the top, hit the traditional ruby and zirconia design, edge there, and all the way across again. Same design as the other side, and all the way down to the bottom as we end on champion. Now, as you guys, if you guys have seen a recent video that I've done of the current version of the women's championships, you know that this and the women's version absolutely mirror each other, like the two recent big golds representing the men and the women's do. And if I'm being honest, I do prefer the men's. I'm really glad they didn't put men's Undisputed Champion in here, but it's the much better version. And then you have the two sidebars on either side. These are just the replica ones, quite flat, but they look good at the same time. And then you have the side plates where I flipped them around for my own name. And then you have a red background with a black and gold logo, zirconia ring going around them, the two zirconias here for the screws, then zirconias going all the way through the square shape side plate. And then on the other side, mirrors of the other side, the network logo, black and gold, red background, the zirconia ring going around that, the two zirconias for the screws, and zirconias going all the way through the square. Beautiful, beautiful. Then you have the gold tip on here, traditional gold tip, nothing fancy about that. And then the arrow effect in the snaps, that bubble effect looks really, really nice. As all the way through the strap with the network logo here, goes all the way through the strap, and instead of the shell-shaped border, they've just got a flat etching border through the main part of the strap. And of course they've incorporated the arrow effect into the solid, well, I say solid, sort of hard plastic gold plating. Which, as I say, I can't fault this. It looks absolutely amazing. With the black zirconias, the red swoosh, the gold background, looks absolutely amazing. And then you've got the network logo again, the aero board, the aero bubble effect, all the way into the snap box again, and all the way to the end. Then if we flip it over, the authentic WWE flashy to say it's legit. And then 2023 is when it came out. And this is, of course, when the screws started getting covered up. If I'm being honest, I'm 50-50 about the screws being covered up. I do like to take them off myself and clean them better, but I suppose they want it to be as TV accurate as possible. The only thing is, if this cracks and eventually breaks away over time, it's gonna look pretty rubbish, especially if the cracks start off on the screws. But yeah, the strap itself, this is 2023 was when they started upgrading their straps to how they are now. They're a lot more flexible. No curve in this, as it's pretty flat, but yeah, the strap is really, really good. Give me 2 seconds. And there you have it, guys. You have the 2002 version of the Undisputed WWF WWE Championship with the current version of the Undisputed WWF WWE Championship. And this is the first, I believe this is the first time I've had both of them side by side with each other. And yeah, they actually look nice together. The past meets the future. Or meets yeah, we'll go with that. The past meets the future. Absolutely lovely. So guys, thank you so very much for watching Chapter 4 of my World Heavyweight Replica collection. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Now, as far as these designs are concerned, my favourite version of the Undisputed Championship are these two. Even though this is very cool with the gold on it, okay, and the black zirconias, I'm going to go with this version because this is, as I say, this was the last traditional looking version of the WWF WWE Championship. And those that know their WWF WWE wrestling history, the last time this was seen on television was, I believe, in late summer, early fall of 2005, where Eric Bischoff brought this out on TV. He disregarded the spinner belt at the time, and Vince McMahon took that off him, and Vince McMahon's seen on stage holding this championship to the camera for one last time. So it's a real shame that this faded away the way it did, because as I said earlier in the video, I truly believe that when John Cena was WWF WWE champion, yes, by all means have his own belt, but when it ever went to other people, they so should have went back to this. But anyway, that's that moaning and groaning I'm doing right now, that's for another review down the road. Please keep an eye out for Chapter 5. I'm currently working on that at the moment, and yeah, it's gonna be very cool, the championships I've got in that Chapter 5. Again, if you guys could do me a favor, I would be very much appreciated if you guys could like, share, subscribe, do all you need to do in order to get me out there. It would be very much appreciated. But yeah, I'm going to put this down now because it's quite awkward. But yeah, honestly guys, thank you so much for everyone's support. I truly appreciate it. And yeah, take care of yourselves. Dreams be the journey. All the best.